Hello everybody, video here for you today. This is a no-cap recap of the March 8th, 2022, Season 9, Episode 17 of the Curse of Oak Island called Blast from the Past. If you missed my recap of Episode 16, there's a link to it in the upper right. Let's get into it. There's an island in the North Atlantic where people have been looking for an incredible treasure for more than 225 years. Oak Island elder statesman Dan Hinsky, who worked with Dan Blankenship and then the Lagina brothers once they bought most of the island, was chosen to push the button and name the caisson for the second of 4 10-foot wide shafts they will drill this season. He chose the name Early Christmas 1. In the first shaft, they found wood remnants of the shaft dug in 1909 by the Old Gold Salvage Company, invested in by Freemason and future U.S. President Franklin Delano Roosevelt. They also brought up a rubber boot from that time period and concrete, presumably from the chapel vault, which contained gold and parchment with writing on it. EC1 is 8 feet east and slightly north of the first shaft called TF1. In between is the C1 shaft from 2 years prior. Vanessa says, let's slam some can. Rick Lagina says, make hole. And Dan pushes the button to start the oscillator. They are hoping to reach the 118 feet deep tunnel that has a reported debris field of timbers and treasure from the original money pit collapse in 1861. And also the aforementioned chapel vault at 150 feet down, originally discovered in 1897. Later, members of the team are in the war room for a video conference with Dr. Krista Brousseau, professor of chemistry at St. Mary's University in Halifax, Nova Scotia. The team has been investigating a buried stone pathway from the southeastern edge of the swamp that appears to be heading to the pine tar kiln discovered in 2020. They must find evidence predating the 1795 discovery of the money pit in order to receive permission to uncover and track that pathway, as well as any other area outside the money pit area. Metal detection expert Gary Drayton found these items in Lot 15 a week prior. Dr. Brousseau says that the rosehead spike is pre-1840s wrought iron and is likely before 1790. The claw hammer is again pre-1840s, but they have been around since the 1500s. The other spike is not mentioned. At the wash table, while going through remaining spoils from the previous TF1 shaft, they find this leather strap, similar to the one Alex Lagina previously found from earlier spoils of the same shaft. At the EC1 dig location at around 75 feet, the hammer grab brings up this piece of slate. The western side of Oak Island is made up of hard slate bedrock, but the eastern side, where the money pit and this shaft is located, is made up of much softer anhydrite limestone. Even if the slate were natural, it would be 400 feet down, not 75 feet. Craig Tester reminds us that Daniel McInnes and his friends found a layer of flagstones at a depth of just 2 feet. Which was the second indication something out of the ordinary was going on. The first was the depression in the ground that prompted them to dig in the first place. If the slate is from the original money pit, they will eventually bring up wood from the shaft. Rick and his nephew Alex Lagina met reps from the Bruker Corporation. At the Interpretive Center, they will install a CT or computer tomography machine. They explain that it's a 3D X-ray microscope. It can digitally remove the dirt and corrosion from an object to show what it is without damaging it. In a talking head segment, Marty Lagina says that the ability to do that on the island in hours instead of waiting for turnaround at a lab elsewhere is great. Back at the wash table, Jack Bagley finds this piece of parchment, with silver specks on it. A piece of parchment with the letters VI on it, in addition to gold shavings, were brought up on William Chappell's drill bit after it pierced the aforementioned vault. Narrator Robert Clotworthy also mentions the concrete found the week prior in the TF1 spoils. The piece of parchment is taken to the interpretive center to be examined in the new CT machine. It is explained that the machine basically takes pictures of slices of the item and then digitally reconstructs them. The head rep says that when X-rays hit iron, it creates this lighting effect, and some inks were iron-based many years ago. The particular kind mentioned was developed in Europe in the 400s. They are going to do a higher resolution scan on it to see if more information can be determined. The next day in the war room, the reps from Bruker show a cross-section of the parchment and have determined that it is likely dynamite wrapping, which provides the name for this episode, Blast from the Past. The previously mentioned Old Gold Salvage Company did use dynamite in 1909 in an attempt to clear debris from the 1861 collapse and to also hopefully block the flood tunnel. It failed on both counts, and the company ceased operations at the end of that year. They are at 86 feet in the EC1 shaft. A piece of axe-cut wood came up previously in the hammer grab at 82 feet. More wood comes up in the next hammer grab, including this piece that is very crudely cut. The next grab brings up older wood as well. Robert Clotworthy concludes the episode by saying that the evidence showing that they are in the exact same place as previous searchers is encouraging because they are able to dig further to depths the previous searchers could not get to. Next time on an all-new Curse of Oak Island called Playing the Dunfield, Rick finds this item. I went through it frame by frame, and this is the most in focus that I could get it. This could be another claw hammer or crowbar, very difficult to tell. The expert they have taken bookbinding to before says that something not shown is from medieval times, about 1235. And the hammer grab brings up more old wood, and someone says Chapel Vault, and Marty says, "Here we come." The synopsis for this episode reads, hot on the trail of the legendary Chapel Vault, the team gleans thrilling new information from the most notorious treasure hunting operation in the history of Oak Island. And I'm assuming they're talking about the Robert Dunfield dig, where he dug, I think, is a 100-foot wide hole. No, I think 140 foot wide and 100 feet down, I think. Or vice versa. Sorry, don't have that information on the top of my head. I'll be back next week to recap that episode 18, and a link to that recap episode will be in the upper right in this video once I post the episode 18 recap. The Beyond the Oak Island episode that was previously on the schedule for right after episode 17 got moved to right after the Playing the Dunfield episode a week later. I am Coach Steve Money. My real name is Steve Simpson, and I am a Ramsey Solutions certified financial coach, and you can schedule a free financial coaching consultation assessment with me at calendly.com/Coach Steve Money. That link is also in the video description. You can email me about coaching or anything on my YouTube channel, including Oak Island. CoachSteveMoney@gmail.com. Channel donations can be sent to paypal.me/CoachSteveMoney. You can add me on the Instagram at CoachSteveMoney, no spaces. And of course, this YouTube channel is youtube.com/CoachSteveMoney. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for all your support. Please like, subscribe, and comment.